Hello, everyone, and welcome to this important session on teacher retention. I think this actually goes to school administrators, school directors, supervisors, coordinators, school owners. Well, those in the school leadership. Why your teachers are quitting. Of course, this channel don't just or doesn't just talk about the problems. We prefer solutions and how to stop teachers from quitting. If you're a teacher too, well, and you're thinking of quitting, I think you also need to listen to this. Okay, just join this session. Now, let's start with the hard truth. Schools around the world are losing good teachers. I didn't say teachers, the adjective good teachers at an alarming rate. Trust me. As a consultant and also a recruiter, over the month, I've had school owners or school directors called like, "Oh, Tom, do you have a math teacher? Do you have this? Do you have some leftover, resume that you know, you may not have an entry or vacancy, but you can redirect some to me. So, like not one, not 10. They have been calling. And like I said earlier on, schools around the world, so not just my own country, around the world, research shows that nearly 50% of teachers leave the profession within the first 5 years. Now, this has serious consequences, not just for the teachers, but for students, school administrators, and the education system as a whole. What many don't understand is when a teacher leaves, students suffer, not the school. The students suffer. They lose a trusted mentor. Their learnings get disrupted, and schools have to spend thousands of their currency finding and training a replacement. So in this session, this video, we'll explore why teachers are leaving, and we'll look at some examples of what's happening in schools, and most importantly, discuss practical strategies that can help stop this crisis. So let's get into some of our slides. So, why are teachers quitting? That's the question. Now, there are many reasons, trust me, so many reasons. I've been a teacher for 2 decades now, so there are so many reasons why teachers are leaving. But let's focus on the four biggest challenges teachers face. Number one, low pay and financial stress. So this is the first thing I'm going to talk about, okay? Many teachers struggle to make ends meet, overwork and burnout. The workload is often unbearable. Lack of respect and appreciation. Teachers feel undervalued. Limited career growth opportunities. Many feel stuck in the same position for years. So we're going to be breaking each of these down in detail. So the first we're going to talk about is the low pay and financial stress. See, money is a huge factor in teacher retention. Each time I talk to school directors, and the first when I talk about money, I've heard people tell me, especially my people older than myself or being in the industry for long, they'll tell you money is not everything. Relationship, how you learn, and all of that. See, truth be told, money is a huge motivator. It's actually a huge factor. You can't do away with it. It's not about passions. Trust me. Passion is the engine, but you actually need an oil or fuel to grease the machine. Do you understand? So it's a huge factor because there are other industry really at war with another industry. So there are corporate professional bodies industry that at war with the teaching industry. So did you know that the average teacher salary is 25% lower than other professions requiring the same level of education? So you can see that, especially when I have a friend that we graduated from the same university, maybe different department, uh, different faculty, what we studied, different, and the person is earning higher than myself, and I get to see the person maybe on a weekly basis or monthly basis, and see the person earning 10 times than what I'm earning. Come on. Uh, we are humans. I'll definitely feel bad. Okay. Now imagine going to university, like I just said, earning a degree, dedicating your life to shaping young mind, and still struggling to pay your bills, half of your bills. It's not just about the base salary. Teachers buy their own classroom supplies. They also spend extra hours grading papers. They often take extra jobs, passive income, no sleeping. They also pay for their trainings, workshop from their own salary. Aside from feeding, aside from clothing, shelter, and the rest of their bills. So the result. Now many teachers leave for better paying careers in corporate training. So they are not just leaving because they want to leave, but they leave to either better corporate industry, consulting, or even customer service that pay more with less stress. And even when a teacher leaves, it's expensive for the school, not just that teacher now, because studies show that replacing just one teacher costs between 10,000 or 20,000 in recruitment and training. So wouldn't it be better to invest that money in the current teacher salary to keep them happy and motivated? Okay, so we're done with salary. Let's move on to burnout and overload. Now, this is one of another biggest reasons why teachers quit. A typical teacher's job habit, routine stuff now. One, grading about 100 of assignments per week, okay? Managing classroom with 30 plus students, some 10, some 20. Dealing with administrative paperwork that takes up valuable time. Handling student behavior issues with little support. Now, going back to the grading of 100, assessment, classwork activities. Okay, so I have been there. I have been there. And the result? Okay, you get to write newsletter, you get to write communication to parents, all of those things. And at the end of the day, you can't even go out for social gathering because you are fagged out and tired. Teachers just feel overwhelmed and they get exhausted. Many feel like they are failing their students because they don't have the time or energy to give each one the attention they deserve. Now, one teacher that I know describe it like this: I love my students, but I feel like I'm drowning. There's always more to do. Go the next day. There's something to do. There's more to do. It's not like it was like yesterday. Oh, there's always more to do. And no time to breathe. Tom, no time. Well, if schools don't fix the workload crisis, we'll keep losing amazing teachers to burnout. That's why technology is there. It's not about technology today. Next one is the lack of professional growth, career growth. In my early days teaching, the other time I was about leaving the compound of my school, and it dawned on me that, Tom, you leave here by 5 p.m., sometimes 6 p.m., and haven't you realized that you spent about 3 years within in this school, coming by 7 a.m. and leaving by 5 p.m.? Like, I didn't realize until that day. I'm like, 3 years is gone. 3 years have gone, and I'm doing the same thing, coming to the same place almost every day. So imagine working that same job for 10 years and never getting a promotion or new opportunities to grow. That's the reality of a teacher. Now, talking about promotion from where to where, how to where. And sometimes I wonder, is it from a teacher to a supervisor to a coordinator? And then what else? Most times, the school director or the manager is the owner of the school. Sometimes, do you want to replace them? You know, have you thought about that? Now, many schools don't actually offer mentorship program. Another angle for new teachers, so they struggle to adjust. Now, others don't even provide leadership opportunities, leaving teachers feeling stuck. But here's the good news: when schools invest in teacher development, retention improves. For example, one school created what we call teacher leadership pathway. Another school, now in the teacher leadership pathway, it's where experienced teachers could mentor younger ones while earning a salary increase. So consulting started within the school. Now retention rates improved by 35% within 2 years. Teachers stay where they see a future. If schools want to keep their best educators, they must invest in their growth. School culture and leadership. Here's another critical factor. School culture. Toxicity. I hope I'm correct with that word. Okay. Now, teacher work environment matters just as much as the salary. Yeah. Because some of that, we pay you very well. Do you know how much a corporate world is paying? We pay you very well. And all of that. But many ways the environment, health, and the salary. So if the school has toxic leadership, poor communication, or lack of support, teachers leave. Here's an example. At school A, teachers felt unheard. The administration dismissed their concerns, didn't recognize their hard work, and didn't value their input. So within 2 years, 60% of the teachers had left. Meanwhile, in school B, they actively listened to teachers, improved provided mental health support, and encouraged collaboration. Their teacher retention rate over 90% stayed. Yeah, 10% could actually be relocation, marriage, or actually stepping up to another industry. But you can't see beyond 10% leaving. School leadership must support teachers or they will leave. So, moving on, in case study for real life example, I've talked about the teacher leadership pathway. That's one of the mentorship approach your school can decide to start doing. Introduce mentorship packages. From there, you see, it's no longer teaching students now. Teachers they'll start having another form of future consulting within your school environment. Salary increases and incentives. So it's not just the base salary you just introduce. You can also introduce what we call performance based bonuses. You can also introduce other incentives. You can also talk about HMOs. I mean, pensions. Let them know they have a future there with you. So not just wasting their years and at the end of the day they're only receiving salary. So definitely you see more of them not, resigning. I've also seen in real life situations where uh, the school culture don't really look into teachers, but they really maintain their students more than the teachers. Now one thing I've come to understand is you see students, they are the children of people that are mostly well to do. I tell teachers, take care of yourself. Now, take care of yourself. That's what I tell some teachers, take care of yourself. They see the students, their parents will do everything possible to take care of them. But you, who will take care of you? Don't worry, I'm your boss. That's my own teachers. I will take care of you. Though, to a certain point. You understand? So sometimes we introduce what we call Teachers Appreciation Day. Now, once in a term. So it doesn't have to be once in a year. Okay, let it be like once in a term, whereby they know that they are always loved and they're always looking forward to it. So I don't know what you want to do about the teacher appreciation day. Maybe it's all about money, but sometimes it provides mental health support and you encourage feedback. Also, it boosts their morale. It just boosts their morale when they understand that they are being appreciated. Now, what can we learn from all of this? Small changes, it doesn't have to be big, can have a big impact on retention. So, what can your school do right now to stop teachers from quitting? Increase salaries and financial support. I don't know how you want to do that, but go and learn financial whatever from the finance world on how to increase your finances, because trust me, your teachers are doing a whole lot of job that you won't be able to do them at a time. Reduce administrative workload. Now there are AIs, work artificial intelligence. Try to invest in that so I can reduce the teacher's workload. Provide professional development. This is also a professional development. Let them listen to it. Subscribe to this page to get more professional development training, which is free, of course. Let them learn. Let them learn new things. You know that they will know that you are thinking about them. Create a positive school culture. Always listen. You're seeing a teacher frowning or you're seeing a teacher being looking sad. Call him or her to your office. What is wrong with you? Do you want to cry? Okay, here's my office. Let it out. Let them know that it's not just about the salary, not about just the work, but you understand their emotional needs too. Okay, it's not just professional, but emotional. So when teachers feel valued, they stay. Trust me. I am an administrator, I'm a manager, consultant, a trainer, and a coach. I have been there and I've seen a lot and I've still seen a lot. Teacher retention is not just a school problem, it's also a student success problem. When teachers quit, students suffer. But when schools invest in teachers, everyone wins. So I'm challenging you. What changes will you make today? Are you a school administrator? What changes will you make today? Will you fight for better salaries? Will you reduce unnecessary workload? Will you create a culture where teachers feel valued? The time to act is now. Okay, so, but of course, you've subscribed to this page and you're following me, you're sharing this. Let's work together to keep our teachers, great teachers, good teachers, where they belong in the classroom, shaping the future. Thank you. So let's discuss. What are your thoughts? Please, in the comment section, I'll be reading.